I'm Chris Rutherford, your PGA professional. I've spoken previously about the importance of grip thickness, grip type. Now I'm going to help you to maintain those grips in premium playing order. So if you're playing regularly, and what I mean by regularly, once a week and practicing in between your playing sessions, it's important that you give the grips a thorough clean every 6 weeks or so. What I mean by a thorough clean is to get yourself to a hardware store and buy some 120 grit sandpaper. Now sandpaper comes in all different textures, so it's a 120 grit that's written on the back of the sandpaper here that you're after. And what I'd like you to do is to literally sand the grips. So hold the grip, the shaft of the golf club here in your hand, so that when you're sanding the grip, you're not likely to scratch the chrome or the graphite, the paint on the graphite shafts, and literally sand the grip. So we want you to be spinning the grip slowly in your hands and sanding at the same time. And you can be quite thorough with the 120 grit sandpaper. Now once you've sanded all of the grips, take yourself into the laundry tub and just have the grips running under some lukewarm water. We don't need any soap. Get yourself a stiff bristled scrubbing brush like this with the water running on the grips, and clean the grips and clean all that excess that you've just sanded off those grips, and then just let them dry just sitting up like this, sitting up this way. Remember, there's a hole in the end of the grip and we don't want water to get in the inside there to potentially rust the insides of the shafts. Now whilst we're talking about shafts, often we'll see people have not maintained their shafts. Their clubs have got wet, or they've left them in the boot of their car damp, or they've been at the beach house for a period of time, and we'll start to see little spots, little rust spots will start to come up on the shafts. It's very important that you take those rust spots off as soon as possible. The rust gets underneath that chrome, it can lift the chrome, and then it can damage the shafts quite significantly. So again, we get you to the hardware store and get some super fine steel wool. It'll come in a packet like this, so you want either triple O or quadruple O grade steel wool. Just pull a little bit of the steel wool off, like I have here, and then spray it with some WD-40 here. Spray the steel wool here, and then just rub the steel wool up and down the shaft of the club. And if you have any of those little rust spots on there, you'll see them disappear in front of your eyes. Then just grab a rag and wipe the excess off the shaft. So if you do that twice a year, unless you're leaving your golf clubs in a challenging environment, near the beach perhaps, twice a year should suffice in keeping those shafts nice and clean. Now the last piece of our equipment I'm going to talk about are our shoes. Now we ask an awful lot of our golf shoes. We ask them to go through wet grass, dry grass, long grass, dirt, dust, mud, sand, provide us with extreme comfort, support and grip. So they're almost a super shoe. So these FootJoy shoes here have been looked after for all of their life. It is recommended, particularly by FootJoy, that if you are to play 2 days in a row, that you should not wear the same pair of shoes 2 days in a row. So if you're playing Saturdays and Sundays or during the week on a regular basis, good idea to get yourself at least two pairs of shoes. Now once you've finished playing, it's important that you let them dry in an airy area away from direct sunlight. So not to leave them in the boot of your car, not to leave them in your golf bag or to just shove them in a cupboard, but to let them air naturally away from direct sunlight. And after you've done that, it's best to get a pair of cedar shoe trees. Now should FootJoy have these shoe trees made available, made out of cedar, and they again help to remove moisture from the shoe and also deodorize the shoe somewhat as well. So whenever I'm not wearing my golf shoes, they'll be stored away after they've been dried naturally with the shoe trees inside them, as just demonstrated there. So I hope you find this advice helpful and help to increase not only the longevity of your golf equipment, but have them performing at the desired level.